Every morning the sun rises from the east. Meanwhile, at dusk, this bright star will disappear in the western sky with a reddish-orange color. This event has become a daily routine, so it is no longer special for us. But what happens when we wake up and see the sun appear from the opposite direction? According to the teachings of various belief groups, the rising of the sun in the west is a sign of the apocalypse. That is, when this phenomenon occurs, human life is on the brink. However, how does science view this phenomenon? In fact, all celestial bodies appear to rise from the east and set in the west when viewed from Earth. This includes the sun, moon, stars, to the planets. It turns out that this phenomenon is influenced by the direction of Earth's rotation. Rotation is the motion of the Earth rotating on its axis. Our planet is known to rotate from west to east. As a result, from our point of view, celestial bodies appear from the opposite direction, namely east to west. In other words, scientists refer to this phenomenon as pseudo-daily motion. The sun and celestial bodies appear to be moving when they are not, but we are the ones who turn to them. Then we get to the main discussion. If later it really happened, how could the sun rise in the west? Referring to the explanation above, this change can only take place if the Earth changes its rotation to a clockwise direction. What can make the Earth reverse the direction of rotation? Answering this question is not easy, given that we cannot accurately predict the motion of the Earth. But experts say that there are several things that can make the rotation turn around. First, we need a large force that is able to slow down and stop the Earth before finally changing the direction of the rotation. One that is predicted to be able to do so is the Moon. These satellites have a great influence on the tides of seawater on Earth. Technically, its gravitational force is able to affect the Earth's rotation to become slower until it eventually reverses direction. But this is still a hypothesis, so experts can't say that this theory is accurate either. The second possibility is that Earth's rotation could stop and change direction due to the collision of celestial bodies, such as asteroids. The event is thought to be strong enough to cause the Earth to stop and turn around. The Earth's rotation can indeed change course, although this process requires a very large amount of energy. Moreover, the current rotation speed reaches 1,670 kilometers per hour. Just imagine your body spinning fast to the right, then suddenly you have to turn to the left. Of course, it's not easy. If this happens to you, you will fall or swerve before changing the direction of rotation. At least the same thing will happen on Earth. This planet will not fall, but when it changes the direction of rotation, there will be many changes in the life on it. Experts from Florian Zeeman in Germany demonstrated this phenomenon in 2018. It turns out that the change in rotation does not only change the direction of the rising sun. Researcher Florian Zeeman states that this phenomenon affects ocean currents, wind direction, and overall climatic conditions. Then, what happens after the sun rises in the west? This question is actually tantamount to what is the effect of the rotation of the Earth changing direction? According to the experiments of researchers from Florian Zeeman, there are some specific things that might happen. Early in the transition or in the short term, Earth will be in chaos, starting from tsunamis, hurricanes, storms, mountain eruptions, and various other natural disasters that endanger all living things. This chaos is mainly caused by a sudden and rapid change in the rotation of the Earth to the east, as in the parable described in the fourth point. Many lives will be lost because of it. So, it is not wrong if the change in the direction of the rising sun is associated with a sign of the coming of the apocalypse. After the chaos has passed and Earth's conditions have stabilized, Earth's climate and landscape will gradually change. How could that be? Earth's climate is strongly influenced by ocean currents and wind direction. They are the two factors that distribute heat and rain throughout the world. If the Earth's rotation changes direction, of course the distribution will also change. One of the most important ocean currents in the Atlantic Ocean will disappear and be replaced by new currents in the Pacific Ocean. It is what will distribute the hot air and water vapor around the world. In short, these new currents will make the deserts of Africa and Eurasia fertile because they get rain instead of the heat they are now. In contrast, the rainforests of Brazil and the Americas would be as barren as the Sahara Desert today. The researchers also predict that this change will give rise to a lot of forest in unexpected areas. Previously very cold areas like Russia are getting warmer. On the other hand, areas known for their summers are colder and snowier. Meanwhile, for tropical areas such as Indonesia and several surrounding countries, it will not be too affected. Changes also occur in microorganisms. Changes in ocean currents will give rise to more cyanobacteria. It is the first oxygen-producing microorganism in the world. Through this explanation, it can be concluded that the rising of the sun in the west has a close relationship with changes in the direction of Earth's rotation. In the short term, this is expected to result in major disasters such as hurricanes, storms, tsunamis, and various other natural disasters that can wipe out humans and other living things. After safely passing through that phase of chaos, there will be a new Earth. Deserts turn into fertile land, cold areas warm, and even oxygen levels may rise in the atmosphere.